Greetings fellow spacers, I just finished a very hard playthrough and I absolutely love this build. You basically start off by combining Brawny, which lets you run into enemies and knock them down, combined with Heavy-Handed that also knocks them down. So if you time them right, you can kind of do a sort of crowd control chain. And another trait that absolutely saved me, just like here in the early game, is Resilient. Instead of dying and having to reload, I had enough time to use my inhaler and get back to the battle, and then just finish off the boss by crowd controlling him. And this tactic of running into creatures, knocking them down, then following up with a heavy attack, knocking them down again, it just feels so great, and it works against basically any creature, mech, you name it. Okay, so let's talk about layers of defenses. As someone who plays ARPGs, you should absolutely have at least 2 defenses that can help you survive. So with my character, I decided to focus on very high armor, damage resistance, and temporary HP. So let's talk about armor first, and it's actually quite easy to get high armor. You just need engineering 3 and the perk makeshift armor, where every time you craft you get added armor to your existing armor, and you can even replace that armor with something else. It will still keep the bonus, and as you can see here, I was already getting over 1,300 armor just from crafting, which is absolutely nuts. Now, before you say it's cheating and it breaks the game, well, maybe a little, but I noticed that I was still getting hurt by most, if not all enemies, even with all that armor. So I'm guessing that maybe in very hard they have more armor penetration. I'm not quite sure. But let's move on to resistances. This one you have lots of different sources. For example, I had 5% from the armor, then an extra 20% from the mods that I put into them, and engineering 20 gives me an extra armor mod, so that's 25% just from the armor alone. And then I also had 20% from engineering, because you get 1% for each point put into it. So that combined with the perk bullet shield gives me around 55% damage resistance now. And by the late game, I also got a flaw called Luddite that gives me an extra 10%. So sitting at 65%, I believe, and the cap is 80%. So not bad. Oh yeah, by the end I actually had the Moonman helmet, which gives more resistance based on how many bits you have. And I had quite a lot of bits. So maybe that pushed me to the 80% cap. And finally, for the Temp HP, this was a very fun discovery. At level 25, your friendly Valerie gets the Vitality Catalyst that basically all healing sources get converted to temporary HP when they overflow your health pool. So this means her heal, inhalers, the heal from Inez, because I gave her the Raptodon graft, so the healing mist also gets converted to temporary HP, as well as hot blooded, where 50% of your explosive damage would heal you, but also gets converted, as well as melee damage, 25% of that. So just as an example here, I have no temp HP, and just with the healing mist from Inez, you can see it's already overflowing, and it will cap out at maximum temp HP. So very fun discovery and very strong. So yeah, hopefully all I've shown here will inspire some of you to do a melee build in very hard. Like I said, very hard can be, well, hard in the beginning, but it also becomes quite easy if you know how to stack on the proper defenses and so on. But let me know what kind of build you're playing. I might do a new playthrough with a different kind of build. If you want to see something cool and different, give me a suggestion, and take care. Thank you for watching, fellow Spacer.